welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. We were speaking before the game and we all said this was going to be big. It was going to be crucial one way or another. And what's our conclusion going to be? Because after that performance there and yet more drop points in the league, what is Koeman's future going to hold? And it's a very, very difficult one actually to come here and review, because on the one hand, the performance today, it was awful. It was really, really bad there for the majority of that game. There was no tactics, there was no style. It was simply about getting balls into the box. But on the other hand, what a moment and what a performance from Ronald Araujo, who gets the last gasp equalising goal. It was an amazing moment for him and a truly amazing celebration. So we are going to celebrate that goal. But like I say, let's discuss that performance. Because this right here was Ronald Koeman's lineup going into the game, and I do have to say, in general, this was actually quite a good lineup from Koeman. Alejandro Balde there started at left back. It was Eric Garcia who partnered Araujo there at centre back, although strangely, in the first half, Garcia was as the right centre back with Araujo over to the left hand side, which was really, really strange to me, because in the second half, Koeman there corrected that with Araujo moving back over to the right. In midfield, no surprises there to see Sergio Roberto, but it was good to see Youssef Demir from the start of the game there coming in place of Luke de Jong. But of course, it was an absolutely disastrous start from Barça. It really was the worst possible start that we could have asked for. Within 2 minutes there, Granada were down our end. They were causing problems. They actually got themselves a corner kick. The ball comes in and Barça never deal with that danger, because actually there we try and get the ball away. I think there's then a very, very half-hearted challenge from Sergio Busquets. He sort of goes into it, but he doesn't really commit to that tackle. Granada then come away with the ball. Escudero in a really dangerous area. Eric Garcia doesn't stop that cross, and once it comes in, it's a great delivery to the back post. He stands it up really well, and Granada have got the whole net there to aim at. They take the lead, 1-0 Granada at the Camp Nou, and that was a nightmare start, not just for Barça, but especially for Ronald Koeman. Because as the game went on, there was a little bit of a half-hearted penalty appeal there as Felipe Coutinho went down in the box. It didn't feel as though Coutinho did all that much before he was subbed off there after 1 hour of play. There was also a moment there in the first half when Sergio Roberto snatched at a shot inside the area, but it did cannon off the crossbar there as Barça were quite unlucky at times. Granada also did waste a lot of time during this game going down, really taking their time through goal kicks, throw-ins, all of that kind of stuff, although there still wasn't much time added on. And sadly, as well, there was also another injury concern for Barça, because sadly, Alejandro Balde's debut did come to a premature end. He was replaced there on 40 minutes by Oscar Mingueza. Balde there seemed to be struggling right the way through the first half with a bit of a lower back problem that he seemed to be trying to work his way through, but in the end, he could not continue. So Mingueza came on. He was then at right back with Serginho Dest going over to the left. But it was actually there the final minutes of that first half, because for the majority of it, we were passengers. We weren't really putting any pressure on. We weren't really going at Granada, causing them problems. But with a few minutes to go in the first half, it was Araujo who really did make things happen. And that was the case right the way through this game. It was a Memphis free kick there, swung in from the right-hand side. Really good ball in from Memphis. Good pace on it. But Araujo's leap and the header, the connection on that was absolutely amazing. It's fired towards goal. Bullet header. Looks to be going in, but it's a brilliant fingertip save there from the goalkeeper. How he kept that out, I have no idea, because it was a great, great header there from Araujo that deserved a goal. He then was a threat in the resulting corner. Then we also had another moment there with Serginho Dest then, who was, of course, down the left-hand side. He swings a ball across the goal there with the goalkeeper parrying it out, but it's too far for Youssef Demir to reach before Mingueza also had a header towards goal there in the closing stages. So, like I say, going into half-time, Barça were finally putting some pressure on Granada, and there was only one man ever at the very heart of that. Araujo was relentless. But once again, guys, from Barça, in terms of looking for some sort of reaction, in terms of looking for some sort of strategic change from the sidelines, going into the second half, we saw Luke de Jong come on for Sergio Roberto. You also saw Gavi come on for Coutinho after 60 minutes and Ricky Puig later on and Gerard Piqué. Koeman, of course, throwing many of these players on. But was there ever a plan? Was there ever actually a thought there to say, okay, if we do this a little bit differently, if we look at this area a bit more, if we target this particular part of the Granada team, maybe then we can get ourselves back in the game? It didn't feel like that. All it felt as though Barca today were just going to put as many crosses into the box. That's why we saw Luke de Jong. That's why we saw Gerard Piqué come off the bench. And in the end, hopefully, we would make something happen. So even though I'm very, very glad here that we did, yes, go on to get that equalising goal, like I said, an amazing moment that we are going to talk about, there was still no plan from Koeman, who from the majority there was stood on the sidelines. No real reaction from him. He wasn't really giving out too many instructions to his players. And for me, still, big question marks surrounding him, surrounding his future, surrounding his team here, that once again did not show the quality that you would expect coming up against a team who, let's not forget, in Granada, they've not won a game since April. Back in April was the last time they actually won a competitive match. And you know what? That was against us. It was the last time they came here to the Camp Nou that Granada won. And once again today, they shouldn't be causing us these kind of problems. We shouldn't be dropping points in this game. And although, indeed, there was a massive chance there in the latter stages of the game, it was Luke de Jong there, and it was the perfect chance for him. The one area of the field where you think, you know what, he might actually be able to do something. He's very ineffective. He doesn't get on the ball. He doesn't really do anything. But in that 6-yard area, when the ball comes in, it's a headed chance. You're thinking, okay, this is your moment. But he misses from there. Absolutely unbelievable miss there from Luke de Jong, which could have cost his coach, remember. Koeman, the man who wanted to bring him in desperately. Big miss from de Jong, but it was Araujo. And it was always going to be Araujo to save the day, because every single time the ball was anywhere near the Granada penalty area, he was there. He was always above everybody else. He was always winning those headers. And I've got to also compliment here on the goal, Gavi. So calm, so composed there. There was lots of bodies in the box. There was obviously time was running out. We were getting quite panicky in the way we were playing, but he stayed so calm. Lovely little chip ball there into the perfect area. Araujo, like I say, he was the first to attack it. Amazing from him, and I love the celebration because he was one of the players, and there were quite a few actually, who were fighting until the very end, because yesterday it wasn't a good performance. It was really poor, I feel, in terms of the organisation, the attacking play that we showed, but the players did fight until the end. They clearly didn't give up here. They wanted to get that equalising goal. Araujo was the man who got it there. He's kissing the Barça badge. He's celebrating wildly and then wanting to go and get another one. He said actually after the game that it was such a shame the goal came as late as it did because he believed that we could have gone on and won this game, and that's what we should have done. Because at the end of the day, you can't drop points at home against Granada, especially when you're Ronald Koeman right now and your job is on the line. Yes, we've got injured players, but this is not like Bayern. Against Bayern, you could come out and say, Bayern have got brilliant players, we can't really compete with them right now. We've got young players, this excuse. But there's no excuse here. Granada, like I say, have been on a really poor run. They've got nothing in terms of the budget that we have as a club. We have better players. We're a better team in terms of history, all of that kind of stuff. You beat Granada. Today, we failed on that. Koeman reportedly had those 3 games where we were not allowed to make mistakes. Well, this is the first game, and already 2 points dropped. And honestly, guys, I don't know where we go from here, because our next game now, it's not as though we got, a bit of a gap, a bit of a period here to decide exactly what we want to do. Our next game is on Thursday. Very quick turnaround this week. We've got 3 games in 6 days across the week. It's a big week for us. And Koeman here has started this week really poorly, so unconvincing, and with a result he really didn't need when thinking about his job. Amazing, though, from Araujo. What a performance from him, dominating, absolutely dominating. And I couldn't have been happier when we got that equalising goal, and it was him who delivered it. He deserves that, but I think we, as fans, and indeed those players too, they deserve more, because this is not our level. So indeed, guys, what I really do want to know after this particular game and this particular performance, what are your thoughts? Please do let me know in the comments down below. What did you make there of the game itself, the individual displays, the collective displays, and what do you think this means? And what should it mean for Ronald Koeman's future? There's going to be so much to discuss both here and, of course, over on MORETALKFCB. There's going to be plenty of updates coming throughout the coming days with all of the latest news. As like I say, this is a very big week for us. Please let me know those thoughts, though, down below. And there will be more very soon. We got a point tonight. But for me, that is not enough. And until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.